A very good question. So my story is that I'm actually passionate about solopreneurs, coaches who don't have a big team that they're employing. They are on their own. They might be hiring in people to help them, but they don't have employees. That's my passion, and that comes from actually when I was 7 years old. My dad had a local store in a very small area. There was like a village of like 500 people, and he had a convenience store where everybody came and bought the milk and the food, and he had a gas pump outside. Then, when I was 7 years old, the gas company decided to go for economies of scale, so they consolidated a lot, and they removed the gas pumps from these individual stores and went for gas stations instead. And the nearest gas station was 15 minutes drive away. And now everybody had to drive for 15 minutes, and next door was a supermarket. So they did all of their weekly shopping when they filled the gas in the tractors in the cars, and my dad lost all of that custom. Now, being so early, this was 1974 roughly. He didn't have the skills, the knowledge, of how to overcome this, how to reposition himself, go into different business. So he went bankrupt. Now, I'm Norwegian. Yeah.
Oh, no. How long have you been running that business? Was it a family business or is it something
No, it was actually only about 2 years. We
Oh, no, so just when he was getting started.
Yeah, so they actually had my parents had a different business somewhere else. They had a flower shop, and that went really well, but they moved and then sold the flower shop. They invested the money from the flower shop in this new shop. They knew having a shop is good, steady income kind of thing. And then it all literally went from like 1 month being okay. They were told like 4 weeks later, you're going to lose your gas pump, and all the business disappeared. It was that quick. This was in Norway, 1974, and the rules were if you couldn't pay your way out of the bankruptcy, you had to stay bankrupt for 10 years. Then it would be stricken. And so I grew up from 7 to 17, knowing that in my childlike manner, a big business crushed my dad's small business. It was the big business's fault, kind of thing. It's only many years later then I realized that no, it was my dad's lack of access to knowledge so he could educate himself. So I saw my dad through many, many years, like trying to be successful and never succeeding quite on that front. And so I came out. I did an electronics degree for 4 years in the UK. I did a 2 year MBA in the UK, and I came out there with big business knowledge. Went in to start my own business, and then I realized that what I had been taught about business did not apply to a small business. I won awards. There was actually an internet service provider back with dial-up modems, and I won awards as being the best internet service provider in the UK.
Oh, nice.
But we still didn't make the sales. And I realized I used my big business marketing knowledge, and my small business didn't succeed because of it. I didn't go bankrupt. I call it my failure to succeed. It's not a failed business. I sold it and everything else but not for what I wanted to get for it. And that's when I started like, what does it take to be successful? And that's when I really got to understand psychology. How does sales work? What is it that in our brain makes us want to have something? So I studied hypnosis. I studied neurolinguistic programming, language pattern.
Oh, so that's how you've been married for 34 years, 33 years.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The
Okay, I'm gonna take that lesson.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest success for a successful marriage is to say, "Yes, darling, I understand, darling. I was wrong, darling. You were right, darling." Do that, and you got
Oh, and that's better than the hypnosis.
yes, with hypnosis. No, I'm just kidding. We are soulmates. We really are. So we're having a lot of fun together.
I can tell you talk about it with a lot of love, so and I see the smile on your face. You're glowing, so good job.
We currently digital nomads. We're traveling around for 2 years, and we are literally in a single room doing the business together. She works with me in the business. She's the co-founder, and
Uh-huh. So she's listening right now, she's like, "I'm watching what you say."
absolutely, she's sitting there.
Yes, she is.
Yes, bravo, Jen.
Absolutely, and and because we're working together all the time, 24/7 together, you just have to, you either are strong in your relationship or it's going to fall apart. We're strong, we're going to stay there. So, but the point is, I learned all of the things that matters: direct response copywriting, emotional copywriting, how do you use frameworks to make things successful. So I used, in neurolinguistic program, you have the concept of modeling. You take something that somebody else does that is successful and you adapt it to yourself. So for instance, us pre-selling, that was just knowing that other people have gone out, they've pre-sold, and other people have gone out and developed for several years and then tried to sell and been a failure. So we said that one worked and that one didn't. Let's do it. And then we sold $140,000 worth. So therefore, we were confident in being able to go out and saying, yes, we're doing this business. And that's, we are launching at the moment. We have we're doing a beta program on a new type of coaching program. It's a done for you coaching program, where we will implement everything for you. And we have one-on-one meetings with you to extract that information so we can do it. But as we're doing it, we're teaching you what we've done. So we're coaching you on what we are actually doing at the same time. So you get the knowledge, but you're not left to your own devices. We're not leaving you to go like, oh, this is too difficult and I don't know which way to go. We are making sure that you do it all. So this is a coaching program where I'm expecting like 100% participation, 100% they're going to get through it, rather than, in many coaching programs, people fail to complete, right? And it's a beta program. And the way I did was I said, here is what we're going to deliver. Then I started talking about it. And then people said, yes, I'm in. And people starting sending me money. And I went like, okay, let's figure out how we're delivering this. Let's figuring out what the content is. We have the plan of what we're doing, but now we need to figure it out.
Uh-huh.
Right? Instead of spending months trying to create this thing and then promoting it, we just went out there, promoted it. That is always what I recommend. Go out, talk to people, sign them up, get them money, then figure it out. It can be scary.
Yep. Yep. See if it is. See if it's there or if it's just a dream. Well, good great advice. Steve, we are coming towards the end of our time. I actually ran over. So thank you so much for continuing with us this whole time. And I think we could have gone on for another 40 minutes just based off the great stories you're having. And I may ask you to come back and dive more into some topics because you've been sharing a lot of great stuff. Huge hints that I hope that a lot of the entrepreneurs that work with me and are out there and curious on how to get started really listen to some of the things you were saying. My one of my favorite questions, and I think I warned you, is that I like to ask: is there a favorite book, favorite podcast that comes to mind based off the discussions we had today?
You mean apart from the Phil Cutting podcast?
You're right. Maybe it should be the Steve Eriksen podcast.
Well, we do have some plans for podcasting, so just watch the space for 2026 in terms of what we're doing. I think the most important book that any coach should read and understand is Robert Cialdini's the Psychology of Influence. Right? Is the
Okay.
it explains the concepts and the psychology behind how we act, how social proof works. People know that social proof is important, but try to understand like what lays behind it, what research has been done on this, how does it actually work, how does it work when you have a small commitment first and then get people to do a bigger commitment afterwards. It's all explained in that book. It is a very, very important book if you want to try to understand sales, and you really need to read it. If you're a founder and you're launching your own business, if you're a coach and you want to sell, read a book, understand the concepts, pick the ones that work for you and use them consistently in your business. That alone can transform your business.
Beautiful. That's going to be on my bookshelf next week. Love it. Steve, let me give you the last word on the way out.
Visibility is your responsibility. Go out, be visible, go and talk everywhere you can. If you can get paid talking, fantastic. But getting paid talking is a one-off thing because you can't promote yourself. Instead, go out and promote yourself. Talk about what you do, sign people up to your list, have calls with them, make your offers. It doesn't matter whether you're ready or not, just go out and do it. That's my final word.
well said. I don't even have anything to add to that. Steve, thank you so much for coming today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.